I think enterprise IT is going to have a reckoning because they're used to these huge, long timelines for everything they create. And businesses aren't going to put up with that anymore. Be like, we
Mm,
know it only takes weeks to have a prototype out. I expect to see a prototype out and then tested and then refined and then in production in months now.
yeah.
Why are we waiting when we
Yes.
can do this so rapidly?
The business people are going to start vibe coding these things. They're just gonna say, "All right, well, fine. I have access to all these tools. I'll just start building some stuff." I think you're gonna see a proliferation of apps. It's sort of like Stu, you were talking about. You're gonna get sick of infographics. You're gonna get sick of seeing apps bubble up all over the place. Most of which are pretty insecure and pretty lousy from a from a technical architect perspective. But they're gonna get out there, and the business is gonna use it to move the ball. I predict that A, you'll see that. B, you'll see a lot more of the you know bad guys use model X to do a bad thing or used app Y to do a bad thing. And then you're going to see, I think you're going to see this polarization almost first, Shanti, where the IT guys are like, oh, we got to strap this stuff down. There's all this bad stuff happening. And the business are going to, sort of pull in the other direction. But I think the reckoning ultimately ends up where, and I keep thinking about Andre Karpathy's video that he did with Dwarkesh the other day, and people are like, "Oh, he's saying, this AI is in a bubble." And what he's really saying is, no, it's going to take 10 years to build all these agents that can do these things. And I think the IT organization finally wakes up and says, "Oh, there's not an easy button. I have to do all the hard work and heavy lifting to provide the context to actually facilitate these agents to accomplish these goals and sort of automate these workflows." And I think finally it sort of becomes, okay, there is hard work to be done. We're going to re-engineer. It's almost like business process re-engineering comes back from the past to sort of
Right.
link up with what AI can do to really start to deliver some legitimate business results.
Yeah, and data quality and data governance start becoming
Oh
really
my,
important. When you look at it, hey, they spend more on pre-training. Well, what does that mean? It means that they went trying to create better data quality so you
right?
could train a better model.
Yeah.
You need to think about that.
Yeah, look, data is still stuck in silos the same as it ever was, right? So I think
Yes.
that becomes a huge, obvious bottleneck. But I also think you'll start to see a lot more creativity around how do I leverage AI to help solve that.
For sure.